Hello, ghoulies, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I am Shay. It's wonderful to have you. And today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I went back through my catalog of all of the stuff that I've filmed over the past 2 years, which is just terrible to admit out loud, but there's a lot of footage that I found of projects and cosplays and paintings and things like that that I've recorded, but I never actually sat down and edited so you guys could see them. And I figured, you know what? I want to start a new series that is the artistic archive, and it'll just be all of the older things that I filmed or projects that maybe I only got so far on and lost footage of the rest of it. And I really just wanted to bring that to you so you guys could still experience it and kind of see some of my process. And some of these are so fun that I just couldn't ignore putting them up on this channel. And the one I want to start with is one of my favorite pieces ever. I actually sold this shortly after I made it, and I was really torn because I loved it so much that I didn't want to let it go, but I also knew that I did not need to keep it. And that is a Derpy purse. And I love how this thing turned out. It was so long. I think that it probably took me I want to say anywhere between like 8 and 10 hours of painting just to get this whole thing done, but it turned out amazing. And so let's go and see exactly what ended up happening and let you guys see the final results. All right, so we are jumping right into this project, and unfortunately, we are already about halfway through the painting process. I could not, for the life of me, find where the beginning footage of this purse ended up. Um, it's somewhere lost in the archive, and it's just infuriating because I did some of my favorite work on this entire purse in that first half, but it's fine. We're here now. And you guys get to see kind of where we're going from here. Now, this purse was so much fun because not only is it like the perfect shade of like derpy blue to kind of offset his much richer, darker blues, but this has the most perfect clasp I have ever seen. It looks like a little envelope, as you can see right there, which is why I had to paint Derpy. I just saw it and thought, oh my gosh, this is just like the envelope laying on his tongue. It's too funny. I obsessed over this purse. I loved it so much. That's why I spent so many hours on it. I did a lot of great shading. As you can see here, I am completely obsessed on the eyes and trying to make sure I get this gradient just right. I had to have just enough yellow, just enough orange, just enough red. It took ages. This is probably like what my third or so time going back over these same eyes as layers had dried just to kind of fix up that blend a bit. Looking at the stuff that's been done before, the saliva drips on the tongue are like my absolute favorite. It is the funnest part of this entire project. I had no idea if I was even going to be able to pull it off. And once I did, I lost my mind. And then I was terrified to finish the rest of the purse, which is why this sat for so long. And yeah, a little jump scare to Shay from many years ago when I was still active duty and had to have normal hair. So anyway, we're working on the eyes. We're going to be working on the fur a lot. This is also a project where, once again, I didn't sketch anything out beforehand. I probably should have. It would have been a lot less stressful, but I knew where the tongue had to be, and that is literally what drove the rest of this, which leads to some interesting placement later when it comes to like his ears and things like that. But I'm just going to let you guys watch and give you some cool music to listen to as we go along. So enjoy. So here you can kind of see what I was talking about with would have been good to sketch it out beforehand, and some awkward placements because the head in order to kind of stay in proportion, had to go past the curve of the purse. And right now I'm just laying down a base color. It's really, really patchy, but it's going to be completely covered up. So I'm not worried about it, because I'm about to do a million teeny tiny little lines of fur, which I'm doing right now and you can't even see because the color is so blown out, but itty bitty teeny tiny lines over and over and over and over again to try and mimic this fur texture in so many different colors. It is crazy. But it was really, really fun to do. Kind of see where I'm starting to get a little overwhelmed, because now I have to go over and add in the dark eyebrows and all the little head markings, which is honestly super terrifying when you have something very, very textured like this. And that chain, let me tell you, working around those chains was such a pain in the butt. I seriously, I had to turn this purse every which way just to try to get around that chain so I could add in the details that I needed to. I mean, it worked out fine, but it was a huge obstacle. And doing this part, the reason that I started with the brows is because I was like, the brows they're safe and simple, and then I had to move on to the head markings, and it took a lot of being brave, because this is one of those, if I mess it up, this blue was so dark that it was not only going to be very, very difficult to cover, it was going to take forever, and I had already had hours and hours and hours sunk into this project, so I really didn't want to mess it up. But luckily it turned out fine, so we were worrying for nothing. And now I get to add in the ears. It's kind of funny, the ears wrap around to the back side, but I mean, it's Derpy. He had to have his ears, so it's going to be what it is. I wanted to add Sussy initially, but because he wrapped so far around the purse, and I didn't want to draw Sussy upside down because I felt like that would just be really, really weird. And it would also be weird to draw Sussy right side up on the back side of the purse with his ears poking downward. I just scrapped it altogether. But still, lots of fun. These teeny tiny ears on this huge head are hilarious. And yeah, we're just going on with that texture and doing the brows and doing the little whiskers, which was also super, super terrifying because, you know, it's a lot of stuff you can mess up, and one wrong swipe is really just going to ruin the whole aesthetic. And here, this was also terrifying. But I mean, it worked out good, and we're going to blend out those harsh ends later, so it's going to look a little bit better with the fur and, you know, obviously make those lines a little bit straighter. It's difficult to paint on really, really textured purses. It adds a new layer of difficulty, but I mean, it was too perfect of a purse to pass up, so clearly I wasn't going to miss out. really funny. This is when I was like, yay, final looks, it's all done. And no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I opened it up and I realized, oh, that is a terrible line that is very much not straight. And yeah, I thought maybe it'll be fine, I'll leave it, and then I went, no, I can't. So we put some tape down to kind of help us do a straight line, since apparently me doing one on my own is not possible. And then I got to attempt to match all of these colors and body parts, and it took a while. But, you know, again, we got there. It turned out super great in the end. And fun fact, this tape sucked. It did not help like I wanted it to. Really, if you're going to ever use tape like this, it's always good to put down like a clear layer first. And so that is what seeps, if anything seeps, and then you can do your color over the top. I did not do that. I just went in and was like, oh, it'll be fine. It's painter's tape, not taking into account this is an incredibly textured purse. So it was in fact not fine. But we're going to see that here in a second. And that led to another evolution of this purse. Every time I think I'm done, I find something else. So as you see, we pull it off there and oh, that is not a cute line. So we started going over it with the closest color I had to matching this purse color, and it is just off enough that I could not just leave a random line like that. So I go through and touch it up and ended up adding some extra detail that we'll see at the end, just to make that look a little bit more intentional. But yeah, I had to paint that whole section just because the blue is just ever so slightly different, and when I tried to color match like that just wasn't happening. But once we get that little piece done and everything, we actually do get to see final looks, which is going to be so great. I love this project so much. It was really, really challenging, but it was one of the first times I challenged myself, and I actually am super pleased with the outcome, and I feel like I did a really, really good job. So here is kind of the final little look. We got a nice clean slate. It's still a little crooked, but I mean, whatever, it's fine. And this is what it looks like up close without weird color gradient. And this is what we did on the inside. I even did the little knocked over vase because I'm terrible at spacing. So thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.